Hello, today we are going to do a core session. It's not going to take very long. It's going to be perfect to sprinkle into your day, especially if you've been sitting down at a desk for a long time, or you just want something to get you motivated or first thing to do in the morning. So usually when we think of core exercises, we think of doing them lying down on the ground. We think of, lying on the back, doing some dead bugs, or we might think about doing plank, and these are all absolutely brilliant ways to work your core. But we don't spend our lives lying on our backs. We don't spend our lives in a plank position. So what we want to do is also get our core activated and switched on when we are standing up, because this is how we usually use our core. So our core muscles are the muscles that help us stay upright. They're not just the abdominal muscles. They're not just our six-pack muscles. They're also our lower back muscles, our glutes, our pelvic floor, just everything that's going to help us stay stable and upright, which obviously we need. As the day goes on, we sometimes kind of slouch down. So let's get started. We're going to start just by anchoring ourselves into the ground. So bring yourself to hip distance apart with your feet. Let your hips stay over your heels. Let your shoulders just come over your hips. And just let your head feel really light, like it's floating up towards the sky. And I want you to just turn the palms to face forward and notice where your hands naturally go. Are they in front of your legs? Are they behind your legs? And see if you can get them so they're kind of in the middle of your thighs. This is just going to allow the shoulders to come down and back, opening you up through the chest. And then as you're breathing in, I want you to sweep the arms up over the head. Imagine that you're gathering in any energy that you need. And as you're breathing out, you're going to sweep those arms back down. Let's just do this in time with our breath. Breathing in, reach the arms up over the head, and just notice how, even with this incredibly simple movement, we're still working our core, our tummy muscles engage, and bring the hands back down. Let's just bring the hands to the hips. Let those shoulders relax down. It's always a tendency to bring those shoulders up towards the ears. And then I want you to just gently tuck that tailbone under. So what I mean by that is just flatten that curve at the bottom of your back. So if you had a pint of water in your pelvis, you're just going to tip the water out the back of the pint glass, and then we're going to tip the water out the front of the pint glass. So we're just getting those pelvic tilts, just very, very small. And see if you can imagine that you've got some strings at the front of the belly, and when you're tucking that tailbone under, it's those strings that are shortening, and then when you're sticking your bum out, it's going at the back. So it's like you're a puppet and you're pulling the strings at the front, pulling the strings at the back. So when you let that pelvis come this way, that string is lengthening, and then the string is shortening, and at the back, string is lengthening, string is shortening. And let's time this with the breath. So you're going to breathe out as you tuck that tailbone under, and you're going to breathe in as you go the other way. Very nice. And then let's just find that spot between the two. So you're not sticking your bum out, you're not tucking it under, you're right in the middle between the two. Again, let's relax those shoulders. And then we're going to peel the right heel off the floor. So it's like you're putting a high heel on, and then bring it back down. Peel up your other heel and back down. And you're going to try as hard as you can to stop yourself from shifting. You're probably going to feel that when you lift up your heel, the other leg, the glute of the other leg starts to kick in. So your glutes are the muscles in your bum. I should have said that before. There we go. And you can continue doing this, or you might want to put your hand against a wall. We're going to play with lifting that leg into the air. Now try and keep your pelvis in a neutral position. So when you're bringing your leg into the air, try not to tuck your tailbone under. This movement is coming from the hip. And also imagine you've got, again, a little string in your belly is what's pulling that leg up. And we're just going to move between the two. So you're lifting up one leg, bringing it down, lifting up the other leg, bringing it down. And this is I find this quite humbling because it is a little bit harder than it looks to keep everything stable. It's very simple if you're kind of going like this, but try and keep everything centered as much as you can. Lovely. Let's just do 2 more, just like that, 1 on each side. And then you're going to bring your hands behind the back of your head. So it's really important here that we're not pushing the head forward. We're just using this to keep this space in the side of the waist. And then we're not pushing with the head. We're going to imagine those strings, and you're going to imagine the strings getting shorter here, and that's going to bring you to the side. And then you're going to imagine that, whoop, you've just got your strings shortened on this side, and you're going on that side. So the movement is coming from the belly, not the head and the shoulders. Lovely. Try not to push forward with your head. Let's do 2 more. And then we're going to release the arms. You're going to bring them out in front. And we're going to try opposite arm, opposite knee. So you're going to lift up your knee, and we're going to turn down. You're going to touch the knee, and then you're going to come back up. Come down, touch the knee, come back up. Now, if you want to, you can reach the arms up over the head as well, just to give yourself a little bit of an extra challenge. But when you bring the arms up, just check that you're not lifting through the chest and doing a back bend, and you're not shortening the strings at the bottom of your back and lengthening the strings at the front of your belly. So you're going to come and touch, back up, touch, back up, touch, back up, touch, back up. 1 more, touch, back up, touch, back up. And then let's just bring the legs wide and give yourself any little movements that you want to do here. Very nice. And then let's just bring the legs back together. Take that 1 hand on the belly, 1 hand on the lower back. And then as you're breathing in, I want you to just feel how your belly inflates. And then as you're breathing out, everything comes back. Let's do 2 more like that. Last one. And there you go. And hopefully you're now all switched on. So now when you're walking about the day, hopefully your core, your glutes, you're supporting yourself. So every little walk that you do becomes a cheeky little core exercise. So I hope you enjoyed that. And if you have any requests for any classes, do let me know. Bye.